Alrighty, I would like to take an opportunity to introduce everyone who's a part of this recording that we are doing today. It is being made available to our students and our faculty here on campus to let you know about our study abroad programs. I am going to share with you a little general information about our programs, but then eventually this particular session is going to focus upon our Costa Rica program and our faculty from Costa Rica that are planning to teach for the summer intersession of 2022. My name is Pat Mouillet, and I'm the Study Abroad Coordinator in the Study Abroad office through the Division of Global Engagement. And then right now, I'd like to take an opportunity for our two faculty members to introduce themselves and share with you a little bit about themselves. Dr. Lanier.
Hi, I'm Dr. Patricia Lanier. I'm a professor of management in the College of Business. I've been with UL since 2003, and I participated in the France Study Abroad program, the Italy Study Abroad program, and I think this will be my 10th group to go to Costa Rica, and I'm the site director for the Costa Rica program.
Awesome. Thank you, Dr. Lanier. Dr. Edwards, could you please share a little information about yourself?
Hi, I'm Chase Edwards, and I've been at the university since I think 2015. And starting in the fall, I'll be an associate professor of business law, and I've been on the faculty at the Costa Rica program and the site director for London, and I'm looking forward to going back to Costa Rica.
Awesome. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take an opportunity just to share my screen and share with you just a few slides to let you know about our study abroad program. So if you could give me a moment to do that. Okay, so the UL Lafayette Study Abroad programs have been around for quite some time. They began in the summer of 1986, and our flagship program was the UL France program. Since that time, we've been very excited and pleased to share that we've added quite a few additional programs to that time frame. We do have our program in Costa Rica, which is a 10-day program, which is what our focus is going to be through this recording. We do have a program in London, England as well, that is a 2-week program, 1 week here in Lafayette and then 2 weeks in London. And then both France and Italy are 6-week programs that occur during the summer months. And then we are excited to introduce 2 new programs in the summer of 2022, and that will be in Tokyo, Japan, and Rabat, Morocco. And there are, of course, going to be some viewings of those on the website that you can look at as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over just for a little bit for Dr. Lanier to share with you some information about the program as a whole. And then both Dr. Lanier and Mr. Edwards are going to share information with you about their courses and specifics about what's going to be expected of you with the courses. So Dr. Lanier?
Sure. As I said, this will be, I think it's my 10th time to take a trip to Costa Rica with students. I personally have been to Costa Rica 15 times since 2015. It's been a lot. But anyway, so the way this program works, it's a little different than some of the other study abroad programs. It is only a 10-day program. We will fly out on a Sunday. We fly into San Jose, Costa Rica, which is the capital city of Costa Rica. We'll stay there for a couple of nights. And then from there, it just becomes kind of a bus trek. From there, we go to the Cloud Forest in Monteverde. We go to the Volcano Arenal location. And then we end up in a little town called Tamarindo, which is in the Guanacaste region, which is on the Pacific side, and that's where we're at the beach. And then we fly out of Liberia. So we're moving pretty much every couple of days in this program so that we can see as much as possible. But it kind of will be almost like you're going from one side of Costa Rica, more or less, to the other side. It's a very small country. Along the way, we do, in the first 6 days, we're pretty jam-packed. So we'll have lectures, We'll have visits with a lot of the local companies. We do some of the large international companies, and then we also do some really small locally owned companies. And we're learning about how Costa Rica has really incorporated sustainable business practices into their entire company and into their entire country culture. And so they really encourage it, and with certifications and stuff like that. So it's a lot of fun. These are the classes I'm teaching.
Okay, I'm going to go back to sharing. I'm sorry.
Okay. So these are the classes I'll be teaching. I'll be teaching an MBA class, and it's IBIZ 540, which is International Business. It's a required course in the College of Business and the MBA program. So this is an opportunity for you to take a required course in a more fun way. And then I'm also teaching or offering Management 425, which is International Management. That's an undergraduate course. It too is a required course for business majors, and it can be used as a business elective for any of the other business majors in the college. Chase?
The course that I'm teaching is essentially one course listed 3 different ways. It depends on what type of student you are and what you need credit for. So the course is how to hug a porcupine. It's using negotiations to deal with difficult people, and it's a really fun course. It's my favorite thing to teach at UL, and it always gets rave reviews because it's really fun and it applies to your daily life. If you're an MBA student or a graduate student, it'll count as one of your electives. If you are an undergraduate business student or business minor, it'll count as B-Law 430 as an upper division business elective. And if you're coming from criminal justice, it will be one of your required 401 basket courses. So there are lots of ways to make the course count, and it's a lot of fun, no matter how you take it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Okay. Oh, there's my little thing. Here we go. Okay, and this just gives you a little bit of information, about, well, some of the pictures that they have taken over the years on the trip that they've gone on. And then I'm going to get to this in just a minute. I'm going to stop sharing my screen for just a minute. Is there any other information that you think would be vital for our students to know about, either in relation to what will be expected of them in the courses, what will be required for them to be submitted in reference to assignments, your grading, that type of thing? Dr. Lanier, would you like to share that?
Sure. So in my course, we will have 2 Saturday morning meeting times prior to taking the trip. So those will go from 9 to 12, and those dates will be provided at a later time. Before we leave on the trip, you'll have to do a mini presentation as part of a little group project. While on the trip, you will have to blog every day for my course, and we'll give you a question of the day, and then you just answer the question. And then if you're an MBA student, when you come back, you actually will have a short paper or short essay to submit. So that's pretty much the requirements for my course, I think. And when we're in country, as I said, we work really hard the first 6.5 days. And so everything in those 6.5 days is absolutely required. I mean, we are adamant about that. So your behavior during that 6.5 day time period can really determine your grade as well.
Awesome. Thank you. And Chase?
And since teaching negotiations, obviously there's a lot of practice that has to go into it. The first 2 meetings that we'll have here in Lafayette will be at the same time as Dr. Lanier's, and we'll cover a lot of the what we call cocktail party knowledge. So it doesn't matter what career you go on to after you get your degree. If you tell someone course negotiation, certain things that they're going to assume that you know, things like your BATNA, that you've covered the certain books like Getting to Yes and Getting Past No, and all these things that are just, it's part of the lexicon. And so you don't have to read those yourself, because I pack them into some quick summaries, because the point of it again is cocktail party knowledge, so that you'll know whenever someone else asks you. Now, while we're in Costa Rica, we will do a couple of practice negotiations while we're on the bus, because it's a great place for while we're moving from place to place. It's a great way to pass the time and hang out with each other and get to know each other. And then we'll also talk a little bit after each tour, because the way that negotiations applies to the folks that we meet vary from business to business. As Dr. Lanier said, we're going to meet folks from some of the biggest companies in the world that are down there because of some of the great tax arrangements that Costa Rica gives, and we'll tell you all about those. But then we also deal with these, when we say small companies, I'm trying to.
It's a guy making soap like under his carport or in a garage and selling it on Amazon.
And that's the crazy thing is, so we will be in the middle of a rainforest on top of a mountain, and then you know, he's making this soap, and you want to learn, you want to buy some of it, and he's like, well, sure, you can buy some here, but you can also buy it on Amazon. And so we talk about you know, how in the world does this soap get made here in this little spot on top of a mountain? How does it get down to San Jose, and then down to a port, and then to an Amazon warehouse somewhere? And all of those different business relationships are nothing but negotiations. Everybody is trying to get their little piece of the value chain. And so we use those tours that we do, you know, in town to talk about the subject matter. And so it flows really easily with the tour, and no matter which class you take, you get to do a lot of amazing one-of-a-kind experiences that if you just book some kind of trip down to Costa Rica, which it is one of the most beautiful places on earth, and everyone should go. But if you just go down there for the beach, you don't get to see Costa Rica like you see it with us. And so I think it's an awesome opportunity.
Yeah, I think we should add too that we do have fun along the way. I mean, we don't do this work all the time. So we have zip lining that's available. We've done whitewater rafting before. It just kind of depends. We do lots of hiking. I think we're going to be booked in a hotel this year that has like a spa area to it. So we do a lot of fun things along the way, and it's really spontaneous. So as much as we can, honestly, we'll give you an itinerary before we leave, and I absolutely guarantee you that it will change every day, if not every hour. So we're just kind of going with what's available and with what companies have time to meet with us.
Awesome. All right. Thank you both so much. I'm going to, do y'all have anything else that y'all would want to share regarding the program itself? Because I'm going to continue a little bit and just tell them about the office and, you know, what our plans are for the upcoming year. Okay.
It may seem like you know, when you look at the price, I don't want you to be overwhelmed by that price, because first of all, you're getting 3 credit hours. So your tuition is basically covered in that cost. And so that would be your other option. And the other thing for the Costa Rica program, I think it's a little different than some of the other ones that we have, is almost all of your meals are provided. You could live on all the food that's provided. Sometimes we may only do 2 meals a day, but there'll be 2 large meals. And so you could snack or something like that afterwards. So it is possible. I've had students go where they spend nothing else but the fee they paid to the program in the first place. So if that's a concern, you may want to consider that. Also, I haven't really checked airfare right now, but I know airfare is low, seems to be almost everywhere. So our plane tickets usually run us between $600 and $700 if we leave out of Lafayette, which I do because I'm lazy. But if you want to drive and fly out of New Orleans, Southwest actually flies direct to San Jose and then out of Liberia. And sometimes they're a little bit cheaper that way.
And Dr. Lanier, do you want to share with them, you know, the importance of checking with you regarding airfare? Because I know that y'all travel into the country in one area and exit in another.
Absolutely. So once I book my airfare, I mean, Chase and I will book first. We'll probably be in the same room and book them together. So once we book our airfare, we will email that out to everybody. You can fly on the same flight with me if possible. But if not, as long as you get anything around those times, that's helpful. And obviously the locations are critical, but I will make sure that you've got the right location. But we're actually picked up at the airport. So even if you fly in on a different flight, there's a bus that will be making multiple trips to the airport on that day. So we don't just leave you to like take a taxi or something like that. It's it's all pretty seamless from that point forward.
Awesome. Thank you. Let's see. So I'm going to go back to my PowerPoint. I do want to share with you all. Oh, I lost where we were. Okay. Oh, no, there it is. Okay. In addition to our faculty-led programs, which Costa Rica is a part of, we do offer other opportunities for our students. I'm not going to go in depth here. You can always pause the recording and read over this information if you are interested. But we do have field experiences where faculty can bring students, and it is incorporated into one of the courses that's taken here on campus. Students can also do a semester or a year abroad as well. And then there are internships available. And if any students are interested in those, of course, you can contact my office and I'll be happy to sit down with you and share that information with you as well. We are going to have panel discussions with our student alumni. We are going to schedule them in the fall. There may be some that will be live, and then there may be some that are like what we're doing at this time, where we are recording the session in advance so you can watch it at your leisure. But we are going to have discussions with our alumni that have participated in the programs where they can share with you their own personal experiences as well. That information is it will become available in the future once I'm able to schedule all of that. Here we also have a phenomenal recording, a video that was posted on YouTube by some of our graduate assistants in the past. And it has members of our alumni that have participated in all of our programs. And you are able to, I'm going to make sure that the link for this YouTube video is accessible on our website for you to view it. But I did include this slide in there because I want to make sure that y'all know that this video is going to be made available, and I'll make sure that it's identifiable on our website for you to view this video. But it's awesome because you're hearing it from our students. And this, of course, is my contact information here. I am in the office now full time. We have returned where our offices on campus are completely open for all of our students and faculty in the event that you should need. I definitely want to mention that we are going to have orientations in the spring. As Dr. Lanier mentioned, we do have, they're going to have classes in the spring, but we're also going to have meetings where we're going to help you to prepare for your program prior to the departure. I also want to mention that naturally we have to discuss the issues with COVID-19, but at this point in time, I don't know what to tell you. We are very, very hopeful that the programs will be able to go in the summer intersession in summer of 2022. But of course, it's going to depend upon the circumstances at that time. We're very hopeful in what we are seeing at this point in time. After not having programs go for 2 years in 2020 and in 2021, we really, really are hopeful that those opportunities will be made available to you all as students. But naturally, we're going to maintain communication with our students. We are going to follow in accordance to policies with the university as well as the CDC. But we are going to be working very closely with our individual students to make sure that you know everything that there is to be known about where we are at, where we will be at regarding COVID. And then, as I mentioned, the meetings in the spring that we will have will help you with all of your departures regarding packing, communication, laundry, currency exchange, debit, credit cards, all of those types of things. So I know you're going to have a lot of questions about all of that, but I guarantee you that Dr. Lanier and Mr. Edwards are going to do a great deal to make sure that you are as prepared as possible should you decide to go on the Costa Rica program. We're thrilled that you were able to take some time and listen to us today. I thank both Dr. Lanier and Mr. Edwards for joining me today and sharing their experiences and what it is that they're wanting to provide to you as faculty of the program. Is there anything else?
Yeah, one last thing, Pat. So given COVID, I understand that there is a definite delay in getting a passport. So if you do not have a passport and you're considering really any of the study abroad programs, I encourage you to start that process immediately. The easiest place to get it in Lafayette, to my knowledge, is the Moss Street post office. You can look it up online for their hours, but you can go there, take your photo. It's like a one-stop shop for the passport. So I really encourage you to start that process immediately.
Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate you sharing that. Is there anything else y'all feel is important for our students to know about? No?
I don't
Okay.
think so.
Well, y'all, thank y'all so much for joining me today, and to our students. If you have questions, please contact me. All of my contact info is there, and we so hope that you decide to participate with our study abroad programs in 2022. Take care.
Thank you. Okay.
I'm trying to stop